Hello, friends. I was recently struck by a rather unlikely passage in the Bible, one of the lists. And I know sometimes it's way too easy to skip over those lists and genealogies and things, but truly there's a lot of richness and depth there if we only look just below the surface. Now, this particular list is from Matthew chapter 10, and it's repeated in all the Gospels. It's the list of Jesus naming 12 of the disciples as apostles. He chooses his 12. Now, in that list, there are two names that go together that should not go together at all. That is Matthew the tax collector and Simon the Zealot. Now, Matthew the tax collector was an agent of Rome. Rome was the occupying force of Israel in Jesus' day. They were waiting for a military Messiah to conquer the Romans, throw them out, and restore the nation of Israel. Matthew, rather, was actively working for these people and probably lining his own pockets, and was probably not well liked at all by the Jews of his day. And I think they did an excellent job of showing that in the show The Chosen. If you have not seen that, I would highly recommend you check it out. They depict the life and times that Jesus would have lived and walked in very, very well, I think. Now, on the other side, Simon the Zealot, that doesn't mean he was just excited. He was a member of a very active and rebellious political party trying to overthrow and oust the Romans by any means necessary, including the use of violence. They didn't like the Romans. They didn't like the agents of Rome. So here's an agent of Rome, Matthew the tax collector, hanging out in community with Simon the Zealot, who was a member of a group that was trying to oust the Romans at any cost. Those two guys should not be able to be in community together, yet somehow, as they followed Jesus, they were. And it doesn't say a lot about their friendship or their community or their differences, but they were together. And I think that says something. And it reminds me of what Paul says in Colossians chapter 3 as he's talking about how we put on Jesus. It says, "Here there is not Greek and Jew, circumcised and uncircumcised, barbarian, Scythian, slave, free, but Christ is all and in all." Now, Paul is listing some major differences, much like Matthew the tax collector and Simon the Zealot. He was listing some of the greatest class distinctions of his day. And he's saying not that those things aren't important or aren't noticeable or differences to be celebrated or embraced, but that when we're walking in submission with Jesus, they just don't matter as much. And I think that's an important word for us to remember in this highly charged political climate in which we live, that as we are walking with Jesus, with our brothers and sisters in Christ, we're able to be in community in ways that we wouldn't otherwise be. And maybe, just maybe, groups that are really different, that shouldn't go together very well or very easily, can be together. And I hope that's the case. And I hope that we, the church, can show that to the rest of the world that desperately needs to see it. So friends, embrace those differences, love those differences, but also remember they don't ultimately matter nearly as much as walking in community with Jesus with others, especially others who aren't quite like us. So friends, walk in the light of Jesus and be the light to the world around you.